What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, taking a look at like the first time I've ever done a deck building challenge on this channel. And basically what I'm going to try to do is find some of the hardest to summon monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh and see if I can pull them off, or pull off maybe like a really hard win condition. So I'm going to start here. Sophia, Goddess of Rebirth. If you've never read this card before, it cannot be normal summon or set, must be special summon from your hand by banishing one face-up ritual, fusion, synchro, and XYZ monster from anywhere on the field, and cannot be special summoned other ways. So, normally, the reality of it is that you probably want to go second. But there are technically ways to trigger this card going first if all of your cards in your hand play out correctly, and I really do mean that. So, and other cards can't respond to when it happens. Like, thankfully, right? You get rid of four, like one of each type. Imagine if your opponent just imperms you. I would cry. This hand's close. This hand actually doesn't do it. So as you can imagine, this is good for the fusion, right? This is good for the synchro, the little rocket engine, right? You can bring out Tracer from the deck. A Tracer could bring out one. Your extra deck doesn't actually really matter. And the cool thing about Rocket Tracer, you would think it locks you into darks. It does, sort of. It locks you into extra deck special summons to a dark. It doesn't stop you from special summoning from your hand with any other attribute. It just dark locks you in the extra deck. Alright, so I'm going to start off with Alistair the Invoker. Or I'm going to start off with Quick Launch. Double Quick Launch, not a once per turn. Pretty funny. You want to, like, when you do these combos, you always want to have, like, an extra tuner, because they're more important than XYZs, because you're going to have a lot of, like, 4s that you can use. But, okay, Striker Dragon can come down, and that's fantastic. Now, the problem is I'm short the ritual. I have the synchro, I have the XYZ, I have the fusion. I don't have the ritual. I need to find Nadir Servant. So sometimes there's this cool combo where you can do like boot sector launch. So like I could pop a card, I could activate invocation, chain Rocket Tracer to pop the invocation, and then to bring out a monster. And luckily, you know, you can just easily go into Kaliga in this deck, right? A dark monster, which is what this deck is all about. But if you bring out, there's a level 3 rocket that you can bring out from the deck, and you can go into Ancient Pixie Dragon. After you activate a field spell, it lets you draw one card. So again, the whole idea is that you're trying to draw into all of your combo pieces, which is a lot. As you can imagine, you're trying to find one of each type. But okay, I decided to go after because I want to go into Dugaris, right? Dugaris is a fire. You would think Dugaris is a dark monster. It looks like one. It's a fire. So, this card lets you draw 2, and that's the key thing here. So I'm going to do that because I need to find Nadir Servant, and in this case, like, luckily I do. Which is like, there you go. You know, that's the whole idea. And there goes my Synchro monster. Here comes my Fusion monster. Nadir Servant can go ahead and send Herald. So I can add White Knight, and then that's why I like this as my ritual one, because Nadir Servant's a 1-card ritual summon. Because ritual summoning is obviously, like, by far the hardest one to accomplish here. But I'm going to go ahead and ritual summon, and there we go. There's all 4, right? XYZ, Fusion, Ritual, Synchro Monster. Doesn't require a link. So here we go. Every card gets banished now. And this was against the computer, so I just wanted to showcase that, yes, you can do it on turn 0, but most of the time, and I actually think I do go first in this one replay that I have, because farming replays for this is like awful. It's more of a deck building challenge than it is like a real deck, obviously. See, this is one of those cases where I could have gotten that extra draw. Like, I go into Quick Launch sends out Tracer, go into Striker Dragon, bring back Tracer, activate boot, special summon Tracer, pop the field spell, right? Bring out the 3, go into Ancient Pixie, and then activate Invocation. But I do need to go into Dugaris because I'm still missing one of the cards that I need to make this happen. I still need Nadir Servant, so. And I don't think I actually find it, which is really unfortunate. So I'm going to draw 2. I go into Parallel Exceed. Small World is like really good in this deck because there's so many easy bridges. This is like a really random monster. This is one of the easiest Small World targets, I think. Like not in all, like who knows, all of Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's extremely easy. As long as you have darks in your deck, you can find any bridge, right? I have like dragon monsters. Here's a dark level 3 dragon monster. This is a dark like level 11 fairy with like unknown stats like no other card in the game has. So as long as you just like line up darks, then you're fine. But look at this. So I got close, right? I was missing the ritual and the synchro. So I didn't have the synchro available to me. But he ritual summons. He's playing a ritual summoning deck. And like, that's a blessing, really. Because the only thing, the hardest one to get to access to is the ritual, right? Because all of these you can just access through quick launch. You know, Alistair is also just fusion summoning, but it's a level 4. All those kinds of things. A ritual, you have to find Nadir Servant or it's a bust. And in this case, he goes for a ritual summon, which is so funny. And he actually, like, the even funnier part is that he leaves these on the board. Because otherwise, like, if he attacked into the XYZ, I don't think I have another. Oh, no, I have one more. But it would have been really, really difficult. Because I don't know. It just depends, like, what I had used to go into the beginning of this. I guess I could just normal summon Alistair, go into Almirage. That would trigger, and I can go into Maleficent Send. So I guess I did have some follow-up. So, okay, fair enough. But I'm going to go into Small World. I can banish Alistair, right? I already have my fusion, so that doesn't matter. And then I can banish Sophia, right? These only line up through being darks, and then Tracer only lines up being through darks with it. So like I said, a fantastic Small World bridge that you can use. Now I can go into Ancient Pixie Dragon, and yes, you know, tribute there, go into Sophia. Like, oh my gosh, the only reason this was even possible because of like him playing. But if you blind second, your opponent's probably going to give you 2. But again, the biggest issue is the ritual. So maybe like Drytron is the best home for this. I just like that all of these had access to it. The only one that's really awkward out of all of it is Rocket Tracer, but at least there's like some sort of synergy with like being rank 4s and, you know, being able to bring out something from the deck. But yeah, I was able to accomplish it at least once in a real duel, and thought that was kind of neat. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Other than that, that's going to do it for today's video, and I'll see you guys next time.